Ah, sweet, sweet Sandgo. Man, I love this place. This was my former guardian farm here in this world, which no longer works because for some reason that I do not understand, this guardian temple right here is no longer a guardian temple. It's still there. It's just that no guardian spawned, so I had to make the new one. But I built this right over there. This is my ink and trident farm, and it's hovering, and we're going to deal with that today. Yeah, that's right. I have a whole bunch of shulkers filled with stone and cobblestone, which I just mined over at the big crevice near Tovelin. And today, we're building a floating island right here to surround this. And don't worry, there's going to be a whole bunch of lore that's going to explain it all in the back end of this episode. So if you're wondering like, hey, how does a floating island exist in this world? Don't worry, you'll figure it out in the lore segment later. But right now, let's get started. So what do we think? I have kind of an outline here of what the floating island is going to be. It's pretty big, I think. I think it's big enough for a pretty epic giant mirror thing. Don't worry about the mirror. That's going to come in the lore segment at the end of the episode. Don't miss it though. It is important. So yeah, I'm going to have a dock for the airship up there, and I got a lot of filling in is the thing. I got to fill in this whole mountain, and I'm just using a combination of I'm gonna take a picture. Can you take a picture of that? Yeah, I can. Okay. I'm gonna use a combination of just stone and cobblestone, but I'm already running out. I've gone through all my shulkers. How many of these? 4 plus I have a 5th one, and this is the last load. So I've gone through a whole bunch of stone just to put up the outline, and now I need to actually, well, now I need to actually start filling it in. So, you know, the way I fill it in after, it's really easy. After you get this like sort of skeleton outline, then the rest of it is cake. Then you just sort of like, boop, you know, like, and I don't even worry about like double stacking. I used to really try to make sure that I only put, you know, the appropriate amount of stone and save every bit. But honestly, if you spend any time thinking about it, you could just get more stone faster with a couple beacons set up. So yeah, I gotta fill this whole thing in. So I'm just gonna do segment by segment, put on a Netflix show, and let's see, it's day 15. Say day 1550. Let's see. 15,550. What? 15,550. 49 technically. And let's see how long it takes me to get some progress here. You know, this is when I really wish I was live streaming still, because this would be a perfect live streaming project. It's gonna take a while, maybe a while between videos here, because this is a bigger project than I sort of thought. It's basically a mountain, just upside down. So I'm just filling it in. You know, I have taken some time to make sure that I had a few more little dip downs. You can see there's one right there, one right here. Those dip downs, there's another one over there. Those dip downs are really, really important because if there's only one, it looks too pointy and too weird. And dip downs, they're kind of a pain to make because you have to use water streams to build down and all that kind of stuff. But it'll be easier with the happy gas once I get them, because I'm going to involve some happy gas in this build eventually. So I just got to keep on going. I have a ton of shulkers. Let me show you how many shulkers full of stone and cobble I have. I just spent some time at my guardian farm AFKing with my auto clicker because I have that auto harvesting, smooth stone generator, and yeah, all of these are full of stone and cobble. It's just so many. What's cool about my stone thing at the guardian farm is my stone generator is it generates both smooth stone and cobble, which is pretty freaking cool because I am mixing them obviously just to give a little bit of texture. I mean, I'm not going all in with texture, but just, you know, some. So yeah, I just gotta keep on plugging away here. It's a process. I mean, this takes a really long time. You know, I mean, it'll be worth it. It'll be awesome. This is gonna be an amazing build, but it is lengthy. It is lengthy once I get here. But I'm really excited to be sort of working in the area of where Sandgo, because this is an old kingdom. You know, we haven't worked here in years. So adding something to the skyline of Sandgo is just awesome. In addition, making this airship a little bit more functional than it is, because I actually have, I don't know if I showed this or not. This is my, this is my nether portal. This is how you get up here. So this is connected to the nether hub right there, since this no longer functions as a guardian farm. This is how you're going to get up to this floating island. You're going to take the nether portal, and then what we'll do is we'll, maybe right here or whatever. Oh, this is the wing. I don't know. We'll find some little dock area that you can just take the nether portal and get up here to the floating island, because we're going to have, this is where the mirror is going to be, which is going to basically explain the next further point in lore. So we'll get there, but I have a lot more work to do. So let me get to it. It's been about a week since I recorded the last clip IRL here, because I got super sick and I could not figure out what the heck was going on with me. I'm going to do a little bit of fly around so I can show you the progress in the island as I'm finally up and about and working on it. And so, yeah, so this year I decided to have a garden, and I've been out there working on it. I actually built like a fence around, because we have a lot of deer here and whatever. So I built a fence around the garden to make sure that the deer didn't eat my crops, you know, like they did last year. And I've been out there working on it quite a bit over the last month or so, whenever it's not either 110 degrees or raining, which are the only two kinds of weather that we have currently. And while I was out there working on it, one day I came in and I got a shower. And while I was taking my shower, this is about, I would say probably 2.5 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I looked down and I had shaving cream. I have a big bald head now, so I had shaving cream sort of in my eyes, but I looked down and I thought I saw some little black thing get flushed down the drain. And I thought, that's weird. Didn't think much more of it. And then I got sick on Monday, which that is 6 days ago as of today. Today's the following Sunday. And I had like a rough fever, a really rough fever, and just the worst headache I have ever had that was like relentless. Like I would take a ton of ibuprofen or Tylenol and it was relentless. It was so severe that I could not even function. It was so bad. And couldn't figure out what was going on. And if you've been following the story here, you probably know what happened. But so finally, you know, I was convinced. I got to go to the doctor. So I did. I went to the doctor, and the look of concern on my doctor's face when I told her my symptoms of this persistent headache for 5 days that wasn't going away, even with medicine, really, and the aches and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, she was concerned, and I was then, of course, that was like making me concerned. I thought, uh-oh, what are we talking here? Are we talking something wrong with my brain or what? And then she said, well, have you had any bug bites or anything? And it's like, no, but I did see this little black thing, whatever. But I couldn't tell what it was. It got flushed down the drain before I really got a look at it. And she said, well, okay, let me just check your legs and stuff. And as soon as I pulled down my pants, on my butt cheek is a giant tick bite. And sure, she looked at it and she's like, okay, it's like, the relief in her eyes was for real. Like for real. She was relieved that it was a tick bite, which makes me wonder what she was thinking I had. And maybe I don't want to know, because I'll read about it and then I'll get all worried about it. But so she's like, well, you have Lyme disease for sure. That's what you have. And don't worry, it's still early. You caught it, the rash is still there. So you're still in the early stages. Everything's fine. We'll just treat it right away and you'll be okay. And basically 2 weeks of medicine, but hopefully like 3 days. So I took my first dose of medicine yesterday, and well, now I'm 3 doses in. You take 2 a day, so I'm like a day and a half into medicine. And it's the first day that I've been able to actually like sit up, like, and not just have throbbing, like, I don't want to over exaggerate, because I know people deal with like much worse than just headaches, but it was, I could not function at all. It was awful. And today's the first day. I still have a little bit of a headache, but I can actually like talk and play Minecraft, and I can walk around my house for the first time in like 5 days. So during that giant heat wave of 100-degree temperature every day, I was just sitting in my living room chair, watching Netflix or YouTube or Disney Plus or whatever I could do, and just holding my throbbing head. Nighttime, I was getting cold sweats. It was rough. I mean, the only time I think I've been sicker than this, because this was different. I wasn't like, quote, sick. I did throw up once, but I think that was probably out of stress and nervousness for what might be going on after like 4 days of it at that time. The only time I've really been sicker than this, there were 2 times. The first time I got COVID, oh my, I still say to this day that if I weren't vaccinated, I think I would have been on the death toll at that time, because it was about halfway through COVID, and luckily I had just gotten the vaccine, and I'm sure that alleviated some of my symptoms, but I still had it for like 4 nights where I wasn't sure I was going to make it. And one time in graduate school, Well, my first time through graduate school, I should say, I suppose, at this point, now that I'm in it again. I had food poisoning, which I gave myself food poisoning. Kind of funny story, which I guess I'll tell you right now. I decided that I was going to start eating healthy. So I was living up in Montreal in a one room efficiency apartment, basically a dorm room for graduate students that was ridiculously overpriced. And so I went out and I bought a slow cooker thinking like, yeah, this will be great. I can just make like things like soup and chili and just leave it on for like a day and then just eat it until it's gone, then make another one and just kind of live like that. And that would be healthier and cheaper, than anything else. So I made chili and I went to go get the meat. And at that point, at that time in Canada, and I don't know, it probably is again, but at that time meat was getting really expensive. And I looked at different meat options and I saw that there was tilapia that was really cheap. It was like 99 cents a pound. So I thought, well, heck, I'll make tilapia chili. And it was good. It tasted good. It tasted fine. There was so much chili powder, you couldn't really even taste the tilapia. So that was fine. However, I couldn't eat it all. So I put some in the refrigerator, didn't think much of it, and I came back to eat the rest of it like 3 weeks later, probably. Again, I'm an idiot. So you probably see where this is going. Yeah, so I ate 3-week-old or so. I don't remember the exact timeline, but roughly, tilapia chili. And again, I had so much chili powder in it, I couldn't really smell it. But it was bad, and I ate it, and I got food poisoning. That was probably it was a short-term sick. It's like I was sick for 24 hours that day, but that's probably the sickest I ever was. The longest-term sick I ever was probably COVID or maybe this Lyme disease. Holy cow. This headache, I couldn't do anything. I guess I can now. I guess I'm up again, but I had so many plans I wanted to do. It's the end of June. I wanted to be cleaning out the garage and I wanted to be working on this fire pit idea I want to build for me and my boys and so much stuff. And instead I just sat in my chair, I watched Netflix and I held my head. Thank goodness I had the weekend off of gigs, because if I had to try to play trumpet with this headache and the back pressure of the trumpet blowing into my brain, I don't know. I don't know how I could have done it. But luckily I had just happened to have the weekend as a scheduled sort of vacation weekend, which kind of stunk because I did have some vacation plans. I was going to go away and that obviously did not happen. So, blah, blah, whatever. Wah for me. But whatever. I'm fine. I'm back now. I have no idea when this video is going to go out. You can see, I want to at least get this island done, and you can see I'm not even halfway. It's big. It's big. I've built a floating island before, but I think this is the biggest one I ever built. And I'm going to have to go get more stone. I'm almost out of stone from all those shulker boxes that I had, which were all filled with stone and cobble, and I'm almost out. So once they run out, I'm going to have to go and probably just do that thing at the Guardian farm where I'm just AFKing, just taking stone. The nice thing is I am getting a bunch of prismarine and stuff for future builds, which is cool, but yeah, it's going to take a while. So I'm going to continue working. I'm watching, what show am I watching right now? Dark Winds. I'm watching Dark Winds on Netflix right now. It's pretty entertaining. I never saw it before. It was an AMC show. And I'm kind of curious. I'm only on the second episode now, so I'm kind of curious to which way it was going. But I did watch, also Netflix, I watched Department Q, which was a limited series when I was super sick, like a sort of police procedural. Really good if you like British crime. And it was I don't like sort of case of the week sort of shows, but I do like one case told throughout 9 episodes, so you can really dig in deep and really check out the mystery and stuff. And that's what that is. It's like 9 episodes to solve one case. And yeah, it was really, really, really good. So Department Q on Netflix is worth the watch. All right. I'm going to continue building, and I'll see you on the next update. Folks, it is day 15,638, and I have finally finished. Look at the size of this thing. This is kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. So let's go down here and get a perspective from the ground and just take a look from old Sango and look at this majesty of a floating island. So look, here's what I'm going to do. I would like to put out an episode, again, someday in my life, because I've spent weeks on this, like weeks and weeks on this floating island. And I think what I'm going to do is this episode is going to be incredibly short. It's going to be probably like an 8-minute episode or something with the lore segment at the end, because I'm not going to go ahead and do this entire island in one episode. I will come back the next episode and start building up on top, because I've decided Well, let's keep it for a teaser. But yeah, what do you think? This got raised right out of the ground. Also, it's going to act as an airship dock, which will be super sweet. And I think it's great, right? I mean, I think it's really cool. It looks like just an absolutely beautiful floating island. You know, it's the lower tier. I don't know if you can tell. The lower tier right here is the airship, where the airship dock's going to be. Then you'll go up through the island, up to the ink farm, and then up to the surface, where there's going to be a build. Yeah, well, we'll keep that. If you want to know what the build is, if you want to get a little bit of a tip on it, check out the lore segment, which is coming up right now. I found it. After weeks of scouring the ocean trench just southeast of the Ark, the signal finally stabilized. The currents were strong and even Tracy's scanners could barely penetrate the interference, but there it was, the mirror of Luminar, embedded deep in the seabed like a forgotten wound. It's older than the Ark, older than the Avon people. The Avon called it a reflection engine, but that's like calling the Ark a lantern. This thing is alive. I don't mean sentient, I mean it hums with dimensional energy. Edwin once wrote that this supposed mirror was built to reflect not light, but reality. Somehow it captures echoes of lost timelines. I think that's how we'll get our people back. All of them. Steve, the villagers, the Oracle's physical form, everyone trapped in that nano-cryostasis or scattered across the void. They're not dead. They're mirrored, frozen between now and what might have been.